are being violated. And in that violation, we tend to do all kind of negative things to others and to ourselves. That is the result of the food that we are eating. Totally inconsistent with us. So it is necessary for us to begin to do more research into this science of gene food consistency. In the 60s, in the 50s, in the 70s, and the 80s, our brothers indulged in philosophy, in science, and religion. They all were involved in one aspect or another. So one day, a woman tells me, Dr. Sebi, I heard that you were, no, Brother Alfred, are you a Muslim? I said, yes, I am a Muslim. Why did you become a Muslim? I said, because the Christians was letting me eat things that offended my gene and my history, and not the Muslims. He said, oh, yes, they do. I said, how is that? He said, the Christian may have given you hogs, but the Muslims are giving you lamb, which is worse than a pork 10,000 times. So they get you going, and they get you coming. So it seems as though the time has arrived in which we need to look again at our genesis for the answer of our problems today. Yes, we have the healing of the world. We have it. Not Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi cure AIDS and blindness? That's not true. Dr. Sebi doesn't cure any AIDS or any disease. The black race cure AIDS and all the other disease. Because Dr. Sebi is a subtotal of that same gene you are, and all of us black people are. But to separate me from you, why? I don't know.
That is something that you mentioned that. Because when you start talking about like the separation, that takes me to what you had spoken on in regards to reaching out to some of the heads of states throughout Africa to assist them with certain, with some of the health issues and the problems there. And if you can, just please share with us a bit about what happened and any other experiences that you have had where there would be people that have the authority and they have the command and the outreach to heal and to really I shouldn't say to heal, but to get the word out and to really to provide some type of resolve. If you can share that with us.
Well,
and then just,
well, in the year of 2000, my wife and I went to Zimbabwe. And we began to help people in Zimbabwe. We were curing them of diabetes, curing them of diseases like lupus. And do you know that we were kicked out? Well, they had to kick us out. After all, we are black people. The people in Zimbabwe are trained by white people from England. They are the property of the white race. The African people are a property of England, France, Portugal, Italy, Spain. These are the owners of the African people. There isn't any African people that eat what the old ancient African used to eat. Everything the African people eat are made in Europe. So they had to kick us out. And then I went to South Africa. Oh God, no. Under Mandela, when Mandela is not a black man. So I didn't expect for him to really give credence to something that is black. I didn't expect Mandela to do that. But there are people in his cabinet that I thought had common sense. Because if the South African people are paying up to $300 for a medical treatment that never worked for individuals, I was going to show them how we could reduce it to $85. They kicked me out of South Africa. So, well, we went to Guinea, where the Guinean people listen, and they want us back. Then Michael Jackson, when I was with Michael Jackson, the year of 204, in the year of 204, he took me to the White House, and he took me there to talk to 17 African ambassadors, Sheila Jackson Lee from Texas, John Kanye from Michigan, Leonard Mohammed from the Nation of Islam, and Jesse Jackson Jr. from the House of Appropriation, where Mr. Bush had just given $5 billion to fight AIDS in Africa and the black community. And Mr. Jesse Jackson Jr. was a member of that house. And he saw documents showing that we cure AIDS, that we cure diabetes, that we cure sickle cell anemia. And Mr. Jesse Jackson Jr. did not tell the black race that one of his brothers was doing this, just like the Africans in Africa.
This is confirmation on several things, and it's just it's something to see that on one hand there may be certain people that may want to keep things in regards away from people in regards to like their rights and their just focus on their constitutional rights and things that they are entitled to. But then when it comes to something like this with the health situation, and they know that people are losing, loved ones and losing their lives, and they even want to suppress that information. Did you ever get a chance to ask, why was there such an obstruction in regards to these things that can help people?
To offer class? Mm-hmm. What was the question? Did I offer what?
Did you ever have the opportunity to ask, why that this type of information was obstructed? And the reason why I'm asking this is because when you have, funds that are coming into a community, especially through federal programs, pretty much, there's tons of different nonprofits and people that they don't even have, remedy, but they may have, some consulting services. And then you have the clinics and the doctors and different people that may be having outreach programs, and they actually get funding, but they're not bringing remedy to the table. So were you ever able to ask them, why did they obstruct this information, knowing that it can really nip problems in the bud and solve the problems?
Well, you're getting into the sticky part now. You see what happened? One of the things that they did to bring us to this level of anger, because I'm not in love with you anymore. I don't even care about you or anyone else. And for that matter, my own self, I commit suicide now. Suicide was unknown in the jungle. So when they used the food to bring us to this level, they didn't know that one day when we wake up, that very thing that they use against us would be their demise. They would be crazy to help us. They would be insane. That job is ours. Just put it together. If we have the cure for AIDS, blindness, diabetes, and the rest of the diseases, what is going to happen to the medical system? What is going to happen to the financial system? Automatically, we come into power. You see? It is that simple. So what we need to do, those of us that are conscious, we don't need to wait for people to help us. We don't need nobody's help. We never needed them. I didn't. You don't either. We don't need anybody but ourselves. We don't need any leader. When our mama was through with us, that was it. How come we need a leader now? To lead us where? Where are they leading us? All they does is react to some stupidity, like why they killed Diaby. Why did Did Amos in the morning call the sisters in Tennessee a bunch of nappy-headed hoes? We would respond to that, but we are not going to respond to a science or a perspective that brings help to cure people. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to leave that alone. You understand? That is the kind of people that we are feeding us. But they have a right to do that to us. Look carefully. Look very carefully at the arrangement of nature. The leader is a woman, is a female. So when you put a male up in front to lead you, he is right to mislead you because you're acting stupid. You're selecting a male. I would do the same thing if you all elect me to lead you. I will mislead you. I become compelled to do so because you're crazy. So what we need to do is to select a female from among us to do the work that is need to be done, that understand that our health is at stake, our life, our future. It's not what religion you have. It's not how many philosophy you belong to. It means absolutely nothing. You better know what you're going to put in your mouth. And that which you put in your mouth, it better be consistent with your gene structure. This is why a group of sisters, a brother by the name of John Claude T, he said, if you don't watch the things you eat will soon eat you.
That is so true.